We're out here this evening checking bees. We're just going to do a quick check. There's a ton of activity. There are bits of nectar and such, so we're going to have some good honey at some point. There's number 3 hive. Here's the number 2 hive. Lots of activity, just lots of field worker bees in and out carrying pollen. This is my grumpy hive here. You can see the activity on them. It's really moving. So yeah, actually I really need to pop out that that entrance reducer and actually open it up a little bit to the larger hole. Same thing on this one as well. Give them a little more access. But yeah, we're going to pop these open. We're going to check, make sure they still have plenty of room. They don't need to have a honey super put on them yet. And I'm hoping they actually do need to have a honey super, because it'd be nice to start storing up the actual honey. But then we're going to check for just make sure the queen's laying eggs and stuff like that. So hoping to make it a quick check, 30 minutes or less on these 3 hives, and I'll let you guys observe as we do it. All right, we've got the smoker going now. I have to get started on these guys. Got a little bit of greenery here growing up in front of them. I really need to clean up a little bit. They don't mind. Just kind of doesn't look so good. Give them a little smoke. All right. My hive tool. There's lots of bees moving around in here. Should be a lot of them compared to my previous check. They were ready to just blow up whenever I checked them last time. They had so many eggs in the queen had laid so many eggs. They were definitely increasing population in preparation for the honey flow. They stick all this hive equipment, they stick it together with something called propolis. You can see it. You can see it on the back of this, all that stuff right there. They make it out of sap and some other compounds, and it's like basically bee glue, essentially. So they've got this stuff all stuck together. Oh yeah, there's a crazy number of bees in here. Wow. Let me bring the camera over and show you guys. See if I can show you down in there. It's a little bit hard, it's a little dark. Let me see if I can get the camera to where it'll adjust, maybe. Yeah, I'm having trouble getting it to focus. Man, they're just everywhere in there. There you go. That's just a small amount of the number of bees that are in there. It's crazy. So let's take a look, see what they're doing. And they're packing in the nectar, making honey. Oh yeah, the nectar's just dripping out of it there. I mean, there's still plenty of room to... The queen's not really laying eggs up here. She's definitely treating this like it's a honey super, when she really should be laying eggs. And I'm assuming that's just because there's still room in the hive. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can see Let's see if I can get this close to the camera to where you might be able to see some of the nectar in there. I mean, it's not just crazy full or anything, but there's plenty in there. Yeah, I don't know that you guys can actually see that. Guys, a little bit of smoke, not too much smoke. Too much smoke will make them kind of makes them upset if you get them too much smoke. And really, all I'm looking for now is just to see if the queen's laying any eggs. Make sure she's doing her job. And with the number of bees in here, I would be surprised if that's not the case. But we need to check anyways. It's always something to check. Every time you check your bees, you got to make sure your queen is still doing her thing. Wow, what in the world? I've got a ton of honey packed into this stuff where they don't, she hardly has room to place any eggs. Well, that's crazy. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a ton of honey in there. Not honey, but nectar that they're going to turn into honey. And that's not right. They need to be up top doing that instead of down here where she needs to be laying eggs. That's going to inhibit their ability to grow the colony, keep it going. Wonder why they're doing that. I do see eggs in there though, so she is laying eggs everywhere she can. I think what I'm going to do is actually move some of these frames up. Especially this one with so much honey in it. I think I'm going to move this one up and kind of promote her, you know, moving up in the hive. I really don't know where she's at. I didn't look for her. I think I'm just going to move 2 of these frames up and move 2 down. Okay. Get these guys smoked back down into the hive so we don't squish them. I'll basically repeat the same thing on the next 3. Here's a quick summary of what I found in the bees. So everybody's packing nectar in everywhere, all through the hive, which tells me I probably need to throw some honey supers on there as soon as I can. I need to thaw out. I've got a bunch of honeycomb from last year that they had built. So I need to thaw out that honeycomb, get it ready, and then get honey supers on all 3 of these. And I may even have to move some of those frames around in order to get, if there's frames that have just purely nectar, or even some of them even had honey. I found in this number 1 hive, it even had honey in there that they had been evaporating. So the good news is that number 1 hive, the queen that she had previously, she didn't want to go down in the bottom box and lay eggs. But she's totally doing that now. So swapping that hive around, getting rid of the, I had a screen bottom board last year, which is just the bottom board turn that around. The bottom board is screened instead of being solid. And so I don't think she liked that screen being down there at the bottom of her hive. And so she would not go down there and lay eggs. But she's doing that now that I swapped that around. And so yeah, I think we need to get some honey supers on here and let them start laying honey. Let them start gathering in nectar into that honey super so we can have some good honey this year.